said it ran last year. Oh, this is a 300. I thought it was a 240. So I just picked up this 1976 Mercedes-Benz 300D. It's a turbo diesel. Looks like this quarter panel has been painted before. It might have been wrecked over here or something. I don't know. But this quarter panel looks different from the rest of the car as far as paint. But so I bought this car from a friend. He's had it for a couple years. He bought it from some kind of barn auction or something like that years ago, and it's just been parked there. I've been trying to buy it from him for a while, and he finally gave in and cut me a good deal. So I mean, there's no physical damage on the car. There's a few dents here and there, but they're like minor. There is some rust on the hood up here, which is just surface rust. That's no big deal. It is kind of weird that this one doesn't have a passenger mirror, and it's just like a cap here. It's like kind of weird. Wonder if I could buy a mirror and just bolt it in there. I'm sure I can, because I think I had a couple of these in the past, and most of them had both mirrors, one on each side. So I'm not sure. So, and there's some like minor rust down here. The tie rod ends are bent. I'm guessing at some point this thing got forklifted or something. So that's usually what happens is tie rod ends, they're in the way, so when you fork it, they get bent. So everything else looks pretty solid. All the hubcaps are there. The reason why I bought this thing is my dad, when I was little, my dad had one of these. I don't remember what year it was, but it was the same exact color. The only difference is that one was a 240D and this one is a 300D, and his was a manual transmission, but this one is an automatic. And the ones I had in the past, they were automatic as well, and I'm not a big fan of it because they were slipping and stuff like that. So most of them needed like a new transmission or a rebuilt transmission. If this one does slip in the future, I want to go manual. I don't know which transmission would fit this, but the best part about this car is, so it's in pretty good shape inside for the year. I mean, it's a 1976, and the seats are almost solid. I'm pretty sure I could buy these covers, I think, off eBay or something like that. But all the panels, well, this right here looks kind of weird, but all the panels and everything looks pretty good. This right here is fallen from the seat. I don't know why all of them do that, but the seats are in good shape, and it does have power windows. I don't know if they work. This one does not have a sunroof, but I'm actually glad, because usually sunroofs leak and they don't work and stuff like that. There's a tear here, but also the original first aid kit is in there. I already looked in there, and it is full with original stuff, I think. So I think that has some value to it. But the best part about this car is it's got 84,000 miles on it, and I'm 99.9% sure that is the original mileage. There's no way to check it, I guess, because it's such an old car, but everything looks like it's in good shape. It doesn't have a battery at the moment, so I don't know if it starts, but he said that it ran about a year ago or so, maybe 2. He got it running, but he didn't drive it. He was afraid that it'll fall apart or something like that. But look at this, it's got all the manuals in here, and I'll go through all that later. One part that sucks is the dash is always cracked, but I wonder if I can just get them repaired. I'm sure someone out there can get that repaired. I don't feel like swapping the dash out, but the headliner is in good shape. I'm glad. And You know, this thing looks like it has cruise control. And I believe, I was wondering if it has AC, and I think it does. See, it's got compressor on, off. So, it'll be interesting to see if it actually works. The cool thing is, like, there's not many buttons in these things. Like this right here is still in decent shape. I could just glue that right up, and it's gonna look good. Original radio, you know, like, somebody was a smoker. But it doesn't smell like smoke in here, which is weird. I guess because it's been sitting for a while. And power windows, no volume, I guess. So it's got park, reverse, neutral, drive, sport mode. It's got sport mode. Yeah. Also, I kind of was hoping that it's a turboed one, but it's not. I don't think it is, at least. It's just a 300D, so I think it's just a 3.0 diesel, non-turboed, and it'd be nice to turbo it in the future. But this thing brings back some memories. This is my 4th old Mercedes, and this is so far my favorite because it's in the best shape out of all of them. So hopefully I can get this thing done. So the plan with this car is to keep it if I can get it to the shape I want it, which is, first of all, I want to make sure it runs. I want to make sure it runs good, and then do the full maintenance on it. Replace the fluids, you know, engine oil, transmission fluid, coolant, brake fluid probably. I'm sure these brakes are pretty seized up. I used the winch and it was struggling because, you know, like there's a lot of drag. So I feel like all the brakes are seized up, most likely. It's been sitting. So also, I'm just gonna get the whole car resprayed. I'm gonna get it the same exact color, and I'm gonna go with a single stage. And I'm pretty sure that the older cars were painted single stage from the factory anyways. So that'll be perfect. It'll be cheaper as well, and it's gonna look just as good, if not better. It's gonna look more original is what I'm trying to say. Because, I mean, let me know in the comments if these cars, this is a 76, let me know if cars back then were single stage painted from the factory. Because just looking at it right now, it kind of looks like single stage. I don't know, could be wrong. Somebody let me know in the comments. So I think I have a battery just sitting around somewhere. I'm gonna go find it and try to see if it turns over. Gonna go ahead and check the fluids, make sure everything is good, and the radiator is dry. It is dry as can be. Yeah, it's completely empty. That's not good. That is not good. Let's check the oil. Oil, the level's good, but it's dark, which it's a diesel, so I'm sure it's fine. I see fuel filter over there, and I don't know if I should pop this off. Check the air filter. There might be some snakes in there, or who knows. Ooh, it's got a dipstick for the transmission. Very exciting. Yeah, filter has seen better days, but it's there. It's there. Let's see the transmission oil. Oh wow, that looks fresh. Looks like someone just changed it. Looks fresh. And brake fluid looks good. I mean, the car is in good shape, honestly. A lot of times, one of these I bought back in the day, and all of this was seized up. Like, there was no throttle at all. Like, everything was seized. I had to blast it with some PB blaster and WD-40 to free it up, and it finally worked, but it didn't work right. So I didn't keep that one very long. Plus the transmission was slipping. So, all right, let me go find the battery and see if this thing turns over. I just connected the battery that I had sitting. It started making some kind of weird noises, but let's see if it'll start. It's where the glow plug thing doesn't come on. Let's see if it turns over. Nothing. Nothing. Why though? And that battery's been sitting forever, so it probably is weak. Let me run an extension cord and throw a charge. So I'm gonna give this thing a couple minutes, and what I like to do when this car is complete or close to being complete is take it across country. So I think that would just be one of my goals, is to drive one of these older cars across country. That is, of course, if the AC works and stuff like that, because I'm not trying to die in here in the heat. Like, Texas is, you know, could be over 110 degrees sometimes, and I'm not trying to die in the heat. So if the AC works and everything checks out, first I'm gonna go through the brakes and tie rods and all that, maybe new shocks, and rebuild the brakes. I think I just said that. But also new tires, because these tires are just shot. They're all different. And I don't know, if I get new tires, should I put white wall out or in? Probably in. I'm not a big fan of the white wall, but I am curious what happened to this quarter panel. And I tried to open the trunk earlier, and I think it's locked. I just need to open it with the key. But I'm really excited about this car. You probably can't tell because I'm talking like I'm not excited, but that's because I'm tired and I didn't need another project. This was just too good to pass up. It's just, everything's in good shape except these window seals. After the car gets repainted, well, before I take it to paint, I'm gonna cut all this off so they can go ahead and paint it as far as they can, and then I'll try to get these replaced, because I'm not a big fan of all of that. It just doesn't look right. And then some window tint and original hubcaps. I do want to put some wheels on this thing, but all the hubcaps are here, so I'll probably just leave the hubcaps on. I think it looks cool with the hubcaps, because the more original you keep these cars, which one, this one is completely stock. Like, nobody tried to put biodiesel in there or anything like that. And that's a huge plus, because, you know, I would have to remove that system, and that system, I think it works good. It just clogs things up and could ruin engines, you know, in the long run, I think. But I don't know much about biodiesel. I'm glad this doesn't have it. So I need to just look into getting like new fluids and new filters and stuff like that. This is probably the fuel filter, and then there's another one down here. I think it's a fuel filter. So, all right, I'm gonna go find some coolant and try to pour it in there before I crank it. So this thing here is like a Tesla, because, you know, it has a plug here. So when you get home, you just plug it in, charge it, and you're good to go. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, the fan is full blast. It works, though. It works. Okay. No power, what? Why? I think that battery is just shot, because earlier this barely lit up, and this, I didn't even see that before. So I think the battery is just shot. I'll have to get a new battery. I was hoping to start it right now. Needs more juice. Let me throw another jumper box. still weak. Weak. Taking wife's school bus to a Walmart to pick up a new battery because I'd like to get that car started and off the trailer, and I just realized something. I don't know if it's got fuel in it, and there's a dog in the middle of the road. I actually have 10 gallons of diesel at home, so I'm gonna try to put at least 5 in there, and hopefully that'll help, because I don't know if there's anything in there, but I guess we'll find out. Let's get this battery out of Walmart and try again. Ten gallons of diesel, injector cleaner, and a fresh battery from Walmart. Let's see if it starts. I guess that the fuel gauge doesn't work. It's gonna start. Almost there. There's air in the lines. That's good. So close. Well, it looks like this thing is not trying to start today. I think there's air in the fuel lines because I believe it was completely out of fuel, or at least I think so. I put 10 gallons in there with some injector cleaner, but I don't know if it was out and it caught some air in the lines, and these things are almost impossible to start with air in the lines. So the battery's weak now, the new one that I got, so I'm gonna put on charge and try again tomorrow, but I'm gonna just get it off the trailer. There is a pump here that you kind of pump up and down, but it didn't help anything, and I cracked the lines up here, try to bleed the fuel lines, but it didn't really help either. So I don't know what to do next besides charging the battery again. It's almost starting, but it's not because I'm guessing of the air in the lines, but well, stay tuned. I will get this thing running and driving and looking good once again later.